darkness, mother of light, earth beneath us, soul in flight, songs of love and love of life, guide us to our heart. Mother of darkness, mother of light, earth beneath us, soul in flight, songs of love and love of life, guide us to our heart. Mother of darkness, mother of light, earth beneath us, soul in flight.
Welcome. Something is moving right now. If you've been feeling pressure in your body, old grief rising with a air of strange, almost clarity, maybe emotional tension, deep remembering, or the sense that the ground beneath you is shifting, I want you to know that you are not alone. We are in a powerful movement, and with 7 planets currently aligned, a lot is being stirred up in the collective. Some things are ending, some things are being seen too clearly to ignore, and some things are asking to be born. In this episode, this is exactly the feeling we're going to talk about. So let's get into it. Hello, everybody. So, what I'm talking about, I am talking about this stupid microphone today is not performing very well. Goodness. Let's give it some energy. Stop it, stop it, stop it, right? I am talking about today Medusa archetype energy to Sophia energy. And from a woman who was distorted, feared, and held in a story that is pure punishment, you see a rise into the wisdom that is again currently rising against everything, and it's all arising within women today. Sophia is not a symbol for me by any means, okay? Nor is she the biblical um, castaway that they have caused her to be. She feels like the living intelligence that is the feminine truth starting to come back. It's coming back everywhere around the world. She feels like the part of us that knows when we just know there's something off, even before we can explain it. She feels like the part of us that refuses to stay numb and continue this chaos. And honestly, that is what this moment feels like. The 7 planet alignment is not just out there in the sky pretty at all. It mirrors what is happening here. We have pressure, awakening, revelations, releases. When the sky moves like this, people feel it really deep. Women, especially, feel it in their nervous system, in their dreams, in their relationships, in their ability to keep pretending everything is fine. Everything's fine. And this is why Sophia matters right now, while we're using this transition from that Medusa era into this Sophia era. And I also bring it in the red tent because I want you to be able to connect them. Because women need to know that there are places in this world to process this kind of energy, not alone, but together. Not explain it away with their opinions, to not be in performance, to be able to process it, to witness it, and to be held in it. The red tent is a sacred women's space. And in a time like this, they matter even more. And a lot of red tents teach about Mary Magdalene and the Rose lineage. We need spaces where women can tell the truth, honor our body, and we can remember that we're not meant to do this alone. As women together, when we come together, we can accomplish amazing things. So with that, I want to start by lighting a blue, beautiful blue candle. Um, if you'd like to stitch in with me and light your own candle, that would be amazing. Imagining that the light of the flame is like a needle and it's grabbing its thread. And every time we light our candle together, it stitches us together. So that's what I want you to envision when you light your candle. And I light this candle for all the sisters who are beginning to awaken to a world that doesn't feel right to them, to a world that is no longer about them playing small or fitting in. I light this candle for my sisters beyond the veil. And I light this candle and I light this candle for my sisters who are coming into their awakening and need a light to help guide them to their path. And that is what I do. So, with that, I want you to remember that this episode today is for the women who can feel the shift happening, but don't necessarily have words for it. For the woman and the woman who is completely exhausted from carrying the burdens of her world on her shoulders. This is for the women and women who know that there is something out there deeper and it's calling them. This is for the women who are ready to stop shrinking and start remembering who they are, even if it looks like you're in your villain era. And what is that? That is Sophia rising within you. That's that feeling. Women around the planet are rising. And in this moment, almost as if on perfect cue, the planets are even echoing this in the sky for us. So if that feels like you, this episode is for you. Please stay around. You're going to enjoy this. So before we get started, let's pull a card. Jug. And I'm pulling from my tea leaf deck. So the first card we have is Jug. Lighthearted, carefree time. And I like this one because it really looks as if you are pouring in, come on, pouring into the most delicate vessel. So I really like this card coming out for us right now because something is moving right now, right? With these seven planets that are aligning, a lot is being stirred up, not just in the sky. I'm going to keep pulling cards, but also in our collective, in our own womanly feminine body. We feel this happening. And so I want to move us from Medusa to Sophia, from the distortion to wisdom, from silence into truth. And we have a month of the year that popped up, February, winds blowing. At the end of this, I'll put it all together and give the reading from this that I'm seeing. Um, Sophia feels like to me a return of feminine intelligence. And where you find that is in a red tent. It feels like a sacred space where women can gather and process what this exact moment is bringing up for them. We have three cards. Forest, muddled and unclear thinking, right? So if you're going through that, you're having that muddled forest, having a hard time seeing the trees through the forest. What is wrong with my camera? Okay. Hmm. We have an astral house of success and another month of the year, April, which is where we're at right now. So perfect, perfect with the cherry blossoms. There we go. Right? All right. Um, Sophia feels like the return of that intelligence where we know we have to gather and maybe we just don't know where, right? And that's what red tent is for. It's for that sacred space. And so if you've been feeling emotional, raw, clear-headed, tired, or deeply called to make a change, you're not imagining it. Something right now feels like it's moving, and women feel it. The seven planets have aligned, and so now we have all this extra pressure on us, and a lot is coming up right now. And I think women, being who we are just naturally the first to feel stuff like this. The moment is not subtle, and so nor is Sophia, which is why we have teardrops. The great personal sorrow, the sorrow that she always had to hide. I mean, this everything about Sophia has been hidden. Um, and so one of the things, I'm just trying to get to where my notes are. Um, one of the things that Sophia has arisen is because I don't want you to think this is something vague, right? I don't want, and I don't think she wants it, especially in a spiritual way. I mean, like in the real way where you feel it, where you know that Something is going on. Give me one. Let me pause real quick. So sorry, my cat decided to jump the barrier that we have so that I can record and not have to shut the door. Um, but the way that women can now feel something in their body before the world even has words for it is what I'm trying to explain because we're in that right now. The old emotions, this is what this teardrop is. This is the old emotions that she has had to carry. And when I say she, I mean we as women. Um, the way dreams have gotten louder, the way our emotions of stuff that we thought we had handled is coming back and just like with a vengeance almost, right? The way dreams feel louder and more real, as if you were right there. The the way that our nervous system has started saying, pay attention, something is shifting, something is happening, where we're all waking up every morning going, is today the day? Is this the day? Is this what's going to happen? And we get tent, temporary situation. So we know it's a temporary situation, but we're being called to ask. With the seven planets that are aligning, a lot is being stirred up. Haru, stop that. And it's not just in the sky, but it's within us. And not just within us, almost as if it's like an entire collective consciousness, right? And it's not subtle. Like this isn't subtle at any means. In women's bodies, in our relationships, in our grief, this is one of those moments where energy it's not subtle. It has us all going. Butterfly, change for the better. Butterflies in the stomach, right? It has that buttery, butterfly flutter feeling. And it's not polite. It's not asking us permission. So this is why this episode of Medusa to Sophia, Sophia Rising matters. January, the cold, and we have leg stepping into new experience. So it's like in January, right, is when we really started to feel this shift. And we can all see it. It all started around the same time, around January, and we all kind of stepped into this new experience. So again, I want to move us from the Medusa to Sophia, from the woman that was feared, distorted, and turned into a symbol of punishment, into the wisdom that is rising again within all women. Because to me, this is not just mythology. Needle and thread. We are all connected. All connected. This is a map. This is a mirror. This is spiritual truth that what's about to happen when feminine power has been buried for too long starts to wake back up. Medusa carries the wound of being misunderstood. She carries the story of feminine power being made into something dangerous. Sophia carries the return. She carries the wisdom, the intelligence. She carries the part of us that knows how to see clearly again. And I think women feel this shift right now more every single second that passes. A lot of women are tired in a way that goes deeper than physical tiredness. Tulip. Great, great passion. It's almost as if that passion is being taken away from us. Our souls are tired. The tiredness that carries too much for too long. Just been continuously being the one that holds it all down. Ring, diamond, ladder. These all three are perfect for women. This is what we're expected to do, right? Sophia is remembrance. And I think that when we start to remember, we also begin to understand our own tiredness. It's the tiredness of being expected to hold everything together. The house, the car, the ring, diamond, all of it. Hold it all together. Not only while you're holding it all together, but you're supposed to be silent. You're dismissed. You're overextended. But in all of that, you're told to stay grateful. Carrot. And I read it as K-rot because we rot. That's what it feels like, is like we're rotting above the ground. That kind of exhaustion isn't random. It's often what happens right before real, true awakenings begin. It's part of what Sophia is bringing in right now. It's not soft little spiritual concept. Love and light, sisters. No. It's not a soft little spiritual concept. It really isn't. It's not a pretty idea. But the real return to feminine intelligence is going to be messy. The return to self inner authority is going to be messy. A return to the part of us that knows when something just isn't right. Even if everybody else is saying, oh, that's normal, that's okay. It's not. Ram. A ram, that them stuffing that stupid thought pattern down our throat. What a story. And Sophia feels like wisdom that begins to come back now that the fog is starting to clear. She is like that voice that says, no, no, you don't have to keep carrying up and carrying on with what wasn't ever yours to carry. You don't have to keep shrinking to make others feel comfortable. You do not have to keep calling disconnection healing. Okay? You don't have to keep pretending you are fine when your body is telling you the truth. This is what I mean when I say Sophia is rising. We're seeing our own real strength. She is not some ancient symbol sitting in the past, hiding. Matter of fact, she's always either buried, burned, persecuted, or cast aside. She is alive in this present moment with us now. She is showing up in women who have done the spiritual performative of the love and light and never got anywhere, never received real healing. She shows up for the women who are beginning to trust their own intuition again, their own internal knowing. She is showing up in the ones who are finally saying it. It's always been in you. Everything that you've been searching for, every bit of strength, it's always been you. Our mind creates these realities of falsities and they trap us into it. Sophia teaches us to expand past that. She shows up for the women who are beginning to trust their own intuition again. All knowing. And so that brings me to my red tent. If you want to know what a red tent is, I would encourage you to sign up on Eventbrite. It's a free. I'm going to hold 25 spaces available because this energy is not meant to be carried alone, sisters. Red tent is sacred for women and the space that we hold. It's where we gather without needing to perform, to fix, to impress, to translate ourselves for anybody. Come as messy as you are, as broken as you are. It is a place of truth, place of rest, witness, grief, laughter, and remembering. It is where women can come into circle and let the truth breathe. Red tent matters because this moment is beginning to stir so much. Some of us are feeling grief that we haven't had a language for or a word for. Some of us feel angry that we've been buried for years, silent. Some of us are feeling like we're at a cusp of a new beginning, a new clarity. Some of us are standing in the middle of our own old identities and are just falling apart because they can't keep it together anymore. That's a lot to carry on by yourself. Red tent is one of those places where that kind of energy can be held with care, and only women know how to do that. This is why I wanted to bring it into this episode, because Sophia and red tent belong together. Some scholars say Sophia is Mary Magdalene. Some say Sophia is of an older version. But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter. It's that she's showing up. Sophia is wisdom. The red tent is the gathering of that wisdom. Sophia is that return. The return of red tent where people and women can come together and actually live that return together and share their experiences. So I want to say this clearly. If you've been feeling this shift, you are not imagining it. If you are finding yourself in a world of coincidences, sister, it is not a coincidence. if your emotions have been moving differently, if your dreams have becoming more intense, if your body has been more sensitive, if you've been questioning the old structures, if you're craving the deeper truth, if you've been feeling the urge just to pull away from all that is fake out there and that is inauthentic to your healing and your path, sister, come back to where it's real. Come to one of my circles. Let me show you the way. And I think that's what really matters. That part of the awakening, the alignment in the skies that echo that alignment that is being asked for within all of us. These 7 planets came for a reason, for all of us women. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being honest. Not honest with everybody out there, but honest with yourself. Am I really doing the real work that needs to be done? Am I looking at my own stuff? Am I celebrating myself? The tankard. Celebrate fun, enjoyment. When you come to my circle, you're going to see what needs to be seen. You may not like it. It's about letting what is false be finally just fall away, dropping the masks. It's about allowing your feminine wisdom to come forward without any apologies. Sorry, not sorry. That's what Sophia is to me. Not a performance, not an aesthetic, not a label, but she's a living force, a living energy, a force that reminds women that we already know more than we've been taught, and we can trust what we know. A force that reminds us that our bodies are not lying, like they like to say. A force that reminds us that wisdom can be fierce. A force that reminds us that we do not need permission to remember who we are as creatrixes. So if this moment has been stirring something in you, I invite you to stay with it. Don't rush past it. Don't numb it out. Don't try to make it prettier than it is. Put a little bow on it. Just let it speak. You don't feel like it doing it? You tell him, I just don't feel like it. And this is part of learning how to not allow yourself to be always available. So let it speak to you. Don't rush it. Don't numb it out. Because, okay, so I tried to pause as I sneezed, but that didn't work well. So forgive me. Gesundheit. Please do not bless me. Please do not. I do not need that. I'm a polytheistic practitioner. I do not need blessings. Um, so again, just remember that it's not going to be pretty. So let it speak within you. Because this may be one of those times where the discomfort that you're experiencing is actually a doorway. I know what I'm talking about. I've been there. And maybe that pressure that you're feeling is the opening. Maybe the grief that you're feeling is the beginning of that to start to clear. Maybe the truth that you're hearing is your beginning. And Sophia is that beginning. Medusa, Hecate, Atabe, Yemaya, all of the deities that we're being called to work with, they are our beginning. They are giving us that beginning to grow and learn and be real to our truest divine self. Sophia is the woman who finally says no. Sophia is the woman that finally takes time for her and rests. She is the woman who finally tells the truth when she's been so afraid to tell it. The lion. This is your time to act. Another is synchronicity or coincidence. The lion. She is the woman who finally finds her way back to women's circles, back to what we are used to doing before the church took it away from us. She is the woman who is ready to rise without leaving her body, her voice, or her mind behind. This is the current I want this episode to carry. So, again, this is the energy I want this episode to carry. Medusa to Sophia, from fear to wisdom, from silence to voice, fragmentation to remembrance, isolation to circle. If you feel this, I want you to know you can be a part of it. You don't have to join a circle. It's recommended. It's recommended. Maybe you just need some time still to continue to work on you and to build yourself up, to remember you are the feminine divine. And Hecate is always watching it, ready at your crossroads. If you feel this, I want you to know that you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not late to the party. You're finally tuning in. And Sophia has risen within you. That is why you are now more awake, reaching out, searching the internet. So, on my next one, we will go deeper and we will look a little bit more. Let's grab one last card. What do we want to tell? Okay, that one just rolled really far. So they want me to talk about one thing, the mice. No more playing small. There may be some type of discord among you, your family, your friends, but that's okay because Sophia knows what's going on inside of you. You know what's going on inside of you. It is not a moment to play small. It is time to be loud. It is time to be you. So what can we give them? The final harp, great happiness. That's what you're looking for, sister. At the end of all this, You will receive that harp in your great happiness. Till next time.